last minute. That's just the way it goes. Okay, let me turn this thing around. Now let's get this on our drawing number one. I've got two, actually. I've got two drawings of Brutus. And the Buckeyes are playing, but they're playing OU. I mean, come on. What high school are they going to play next week? You know? It's not like it's going to be a tough challenge. So, I'm going to carve with my tongue. I got to get this thing screwed down good first, right? We're going to release Brutus out like we did the horse yesterday. And see how it goes. I think it'll go pretty good. We'll see. I also got a Brutus head drawn out too. And I might do that too tonight. I don't know. Hard to say. Boss lady wants Brutus Buckeye stuff. So I'm like, I can make you Brutus Buckeye stuff. So why don't I make it? And she's like, well, I would certainly like it if you did. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, he's kind of crooked, but I don't know if I can get him any straighter. Maybe if I... let's just see how this last screw goes in. But this kind of is what it is, you know. And I thought about doing electric, but I like the electric. I like the quietness of the electric, but I think most people want to hear noise. So, and maybe not everybody, you know. I really enjoyed it using that electric. So, I guess I'm one of the ones that really liked it. Didn't care about the noise so much. But that said, try to keep everybody happy, I guess. Man, well, thing ain't got a fuel in it, maybe, or no, it's got fuel in it. I haven't used it. Anyway, if you're just tuning in, be sure to hit the like button and start cutting on Brutus Buckeye. We'll see how it goes. Here we go. Hey, Billy. What's up, Heidi? How you doing? Glad to see you guys. Be sure to hit that like button. After that cut, you better hope old Brutus has cup on, you know. I want to make the head just a little fatter than I got it drawn. We'll see. I don't know. That's my plan anyway. further digging in, I'm going to go ahead and start working out my outer piece of this and go from there. That way it just makes it easier to smooth everything else out in the end. But it just makes him look a lot better and make his head a little wider. You know, anybody knows anything about a Brutus, he's got a wide head. Y'all hit the like button. bad so far. Digging out the armpits and stuff like that. And I know I said I was going to cut the trim, and then I immediately went to working on the body. And I can't explain it. That's just what I wanted to do. What are we up to so far? 37 likes. You guys be sure and hit that like button. We got Creation Dust 777, Billy Shoemate, Possum 350, Possum 357. Man, I can't even talk. Hey, Cat, what's going on? Hey, Matthews Adventures, another local. Pretty close to me there. He's up there in Columbus. All right, guys, I'm going to keep right on going. Y'all hit that like button, and we'll keep carving Brutus out. That's looking pretty good, really. The block coming over the belt. When I drew that out, I put the band through it. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but it's actually a towel, and it comes up under the belt and back over again, and has the Blocko on it. But anyway, that's what it is. Okay, I'm going to start digging out the, I'm going to get the head side now. I mean by digging out the side, dig out the side of this, and I'll do the same thing here, get as much out of it as we can. And I made up my mind what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve this Brutus first, and then as far as I can go with the chainsaw, and then I'm going to switch over to the Brutus head and do the Brutus head, and then we'll come back to do finish work. But we'll do as much as we can with saws first. out more with a flat disc. And if I get too carried away, I might regret it. Now, he's got an underline that this doesn't have on it that I didn't put across here. Under here, it's got like a, he got a chin. Because look, Brutus Buckeye's, he's just a little overweight, you know? I mean, whatever, you know? But that's it. If you haven't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. And I'll go ahead and keep, I think I'm going to cut this line in. He's got this little line. It's like his chin. And let's go ahead and give it to got a bug crawling on my foot. I don't even know what it is. It's black. And, yeah, it's kind of like it's sliming me or something. I don't know. Is that a bug? No, it's oil. Okay. I guess you'll have that right. You can't get everything right. It's just the way it is. Anyway, you guys hit the like button. I'll do the rest. How about that? Him over and cut this piece off, and then we'll move on to the Brutus head once we get the top done, and where it just needs sanded and stuff. we'll come back to him, but I want to start on the Brutus head next. I'll take this piece out. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope, of course, we know the Buckeyes are going to beat OU because OU's like barely a high school team. But, you know, the people down there, it's pretty good, you know. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere in the middle. That's where I like to be. Crazy enough. That said, if you haven't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. And we will chuck up our Brutus Buckeye head next and carve it out. I got to get that screw to come out there first. There's a, let's see. One of the screws is in past the shank. There we go. I should get it. Okay. And it wasn't going to come in with a little bit extra, without a little extra help. But anyway, there's a little Brutus Buckeye head. And, yeah, probably about the same size, but it's a big head. And Brutus has a big head. And back that up a little bit. There we go. Trying to get him down nice and snug. Don't do nothing crazy while we're cutting on it. And that that's a good height there. Oh, you know what? I never did cut that back head out of there, did I? Oh well, we'll come back to it. Yeah, I still gotta cut the top out of that. I know, one thing at a time, and the problem is one thing at a time. I get in a hurry. What's the next one thing at a time? That one, I'm bored with this one now. You know, that's the way it goes. All right, let's get this baby running. We'll use this little John cutter. Give that MS170 a break. And not that it needs it. It just, you know, just being nice. And this thing's a lot lighter. Okay, so look, we're giving me a break. Let's just tell the truth. This thing's really light. out in between the eyes here. And I could just leave it alone and paint it. I don't know. It would probably be easier to just leave them like that. But you know, how do you do this then? You'd have to recess that back in there, and I don't know. We got a lot of recessing to do. But that's it. I'm having fun doing it. That's a pretty cool piece. Anyway, y'all hit the like button. We'll keep right on going. I'd say Boss Lady'd be pretty happy if we had a full-size Brutus Buckeye sitting down there at the end of the driveway. She'd be pretty psyched about that. So now I'm looking for anything else I could do with the saw. I think I'm going to leave the eyes like they are and just paint the black in. Well, I'll have to finger sand down all this rough area and buff off some of this other stuff. Won't be too bad. But it just seems to me like maybe the nose, I should probably, I don't know. I really think that's pretty good like it is, but the nose should be curved out. And maybe I shouldn't do that with the saw, but I think I'm going to. And I'm going to leave him in this. I'm going to leave him in this piece. I'm not going to cut this out from him. I think that's good enough as it is. And then by the time you work it down and clean everything up and like round these out a little bit more burrs, I think he'll be all right. But let me do that. I want to round this nose, and then I'm going to chuck that other piece back up here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to thin that line out on the underneath too. And let's do that. Y'all know, Buckeyes, they got big mouths. I like that. I think that'll sand out good and that'll make that jump out. So let's take this one back off and then put that other one up here so we can get that top out that I forgot all about. So what are we up to? 81. I wanted to get to 100 likes. We got 81. If you guys can help me out, hit that like button. That'd be really awesome. Especially if you like what we're making. We're making this Brutus Buckeye head and Brutus Buckeye. The other one's a Brutus Buckeye. I've got to put him up here and turn his head, turn him sideways, and we're reliefing around him on this other piece. And I forgot while I was there, I just checked this one up, and I forgot all about it. I needed to do work there. So that's life. That's what happens when you're done. In case you didn't know. How about that? So I get the screw to come back. Okay, well, anyway, that's that for the moment. We'll come back to him eventually. But I want to finish him up. And then we'll start, once we get him dug out, we'll start doing some sand work and stuff on him. I don't want to put them all in if I can help it. But I mean, I am going to be cutting with the saw, so. Alright. Can't believe this weather. It went from, just like unseasonably really nice to back to balmy and welcome to Florida. My arm hot. Exhaust blowing right on there. And man, it was blowing at you guys. So if I had to feel it and I thought it was hot, how did you guys feel about it? Was it pretty hot? I hope. Alright. Let's take this dude up. Let's start putting some heat on him. Gotta burn off the fuzzies. And then we'll do some sanding. Same kind of scenario. It's not upside down. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. The horse yesterday. I put it on upside down. I don't know what I was thinking. And if you didn't see that horse, I'll show it to you real quick. It came out pretty good. We haven't done anything to it yet. But this was the one we carved yesterday. And I thought it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. But we haven't messed with it. I've come up with the conclusion is I'm going to leave the horse the same color that it is now. And use a washcloth to try to fade some of the burn. And then paint the sunflower. Have to paint it. You know, you got to paint it. You got to paint. Okay, this always gets me like, well, ain't going to get me nothing like if it ain't got no gas, is it? Ain't got no gas in it. That's the Michigan fans going by. Yeah, that's what you should do to Brutus, burning. I'm sure there's somebody going to be like that. That cleans up enough of the, was I right? Nope, I wasn't right. That cleans up enough of the fuzzies though that we can sand him from there. And I'm really looking forward to doing the Brutus head too, getting it done. So let's start one thing at a time. Angle grinder, clean this thing up real good. I go any further on Brutus's head, I want to stop and pencil those shirt lines back in. So we kind of got an idea to what to go off on the paint. Well, I still remember it. And I know Boss Lady ain't gonna let me paint this. She's gonna be like, that's mine, I'm painting it. I'm sure that's what's gonna happen. Oh, ran out of ink. How about that? Well, we use a pen for an engraver. How about that? All right, this one's kind of a no-brainer. Anyway, it gives Brutus across the chest right there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead with the head. We'll keep going. We'll clean him up. Then finger sand what we can't. Like in here, I can't get in there with that disc. I mean, I could, but I get in there with, I don't know. I guess in the end, that's pretty good. That's it. Now I got last thing. All right. Here's a finger sander. It'll clean that dude up a lot better. And I think he'll be all right. I think I might even hit him with a little paint. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I think she'd want to do it. make the prediction. Here we go. I would make the prediction that the boss lady will be more interested in painting these than working on her show stuff. Anyhow, let me get the leaf blower out and blow the dust off of that. Man, I got it in my eyes pretty good. I probably need safety glasses instead of my regular glasses. But I'm going to blow that off and pull my other piece up. Place I missed right here. I don't know how I missed that. And then also where that it gets hot. So I get rid of that. That's in there. Should be happy with it. Alright, I'm going to take that one off, put the other one back up there, and do all sanding it. But that's not too bad. I'm happy with him. Can't wait to see what he looks like when he's painted. That'll be the real story. Put this guy up here by the horse from yesterday. There you go, Mr. Brutus number 1. Heck yeah, that one looks cool. I like it. The only thing is the eyes. Since the eyes aren't gouged out, and I could even pull lines with the come on, buddy. Now this one's gonna be more. It's gonna be more with the finger sander than the other one, but I might as well do the what little bit of disc work there is. And actually, that whole outside has got to be done. You know, I want that to be nice and flat. Sand it off, looking pretty good, looking pretty bad, looking pretty scary, ominous. You know, ominous and Thompson. But that said, you know, we aim to just try to finish things. Starting to start to finish. What we got? Heck yeah, that's about right, isn't it? About perfect. Okay. Hey, we made it up to 100. Appreciate you guys. Just in an hour. What's going on, Plywood? Billy Shoemate, Possum, John, Kevin, Dorica. What's up, guys? Glad to see you. Cat, what's up? Heck yeah, that's right. Go Bucks. OH. Oh, yeah, I heard it. Okay, I heard you. All right, let's clean this guy up. I like him. He's a pretty happy looking fella. think there's ever a bad day to be a Buckeye. I mean, even when the Buckeyes lose, I mean, you know, we take it in stride. We don't, nobody does anything overly awful. We only flip over a few cars, start a couple dumpster fires, and beat up a few people from out of state. But it's not that bad a deal. So guys, if anybody stops and asks where I'm at, so they can get one of these, tell them I'm in Ann Arbor. You ever hear that conversation? Oh, why would you think the guy would be in Ann Arbor? He must be nuts. And he's probably telling her, no, he's probably got a wife like you that don't ever quit dabbing at me about what's wrong with the world, and he hopes somebody kills him. Maybe that's what it is. Uh-oh, what do you got here?
You're the proud winner.
What the heck is that?
Of this lovely thing.
What is it? Huh? What do you call this? Is it chicken? Is chicken soup?
They said you won ice cream.
Huh? They always give me ice cream. Billy gave me ice cream.
Well, I literally am giving you an ice cream cone.
All right, look at that.
Because.
All right. Because I'm a fat guy.
This is amazing.
Huh? What's amazing? You see that one?
I know. I can't wait to paint them.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I was thinking they make good kindling.
Make good what?
Kindling, you know, stuff you use to start a fire with.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah, no.
You know? I didn't think you'd be so so loving of them. I didn't think you'd like them. I figured you'd say, oh, those are horrible.
They're awesome.
I know. Mm-hmm. Thanks for ice cream.
You're welcome.
I can't help it. I dropped some ice cream. That's it is what it is. Don't sue me. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's watch this channel for the fat redhead guy eats ice cream. That's what I want to watch. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Hey, I'm keeping myself off the camera. So you don't have to see the gnawing and jawing and...
You're not the Cookie Monster, honey.
No, I'm Daddy Shark. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm working hard. I was working hard and people were enjoying watching this, and then you showed up with ice cream. I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't think they do. You stopped work progress.
Come on. You guys like that Boss Lady brought him an ice
progress.
cream cone, right?
Tell her she stopped progress. What
Give
the
me
heck?
a thumbs up. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You deserve an ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, see, we're getting a lot of hearts. Thank you. O-H!
All right, hey, thanks. Love you. All right, let's go back to work. Okay. Somebody's going, man, I got goats out back, and they don't eat as efficiently as that guy does. I mean, it's 50. I'm almost 50. I've been eating for 50 years. Well, I think I'm ready to go to the finger sander at this point. That's probably about all the more I can do to, realistically, with this thing. And I hope I don't break the belt on that finger sander because it's the last one I got. I broke one today. But we got a lot done. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 raw pieces that haven't been touched yet. Those are big stuff. Yeah, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in process. Everything else we got. So I got a lot done. The moral of the story is almost everything will be ready for clear coating Monday. I don't know if this is the tool for this. So, I think I want to take this in to the flex shaft and finish this around in here with it and see what I can do. I think that's going to do a better job. Let's unbolt this thing and we'll take it in there to the flex shaft table. And it's kind of big. I might get my head in the way a little bit, but I mean, whatever, you know. That's the way you things go. You can't get everything right. Well, you might be able to. I can't. How about that? Okay. So, hopefully I don't lose connection. Sometimes it's a little wonky, but most of the time it's pretty good. And let me take this thing off for a second. Man. Yeah, okay. Let's go on in here with flex shaft, and I'll keep an eye on the signal here and make sure. Just want to make sure that it gets through the metal. There's nothing in the driveway, so I mean it's kind of like nothing in here. I'll show you guys a little bit what we got going here. If I don't lose signal, like I said. Anyway, here's some stuff. Some more stuff, and water beds and stuff. Quite a bit of stuff on the floor there. Boss lady says this is the ugliest carving ever. I love it. I don't care what she says. And don't stop believing. There's the pickle. It's all done. You got to deal with it. That guy's done. Will work for honey. But we got quite a bit going here. Of course, I've made ones like that before, but this is my clear coat pile. This is going to be one of my favorites. Husky. The sign says wiper paws. Anyways, that's what we got. Good bit of stuff going here. Okay, let's get back over here to the flex shaft table and see if we can't do a little sanding on Brutus's head. We put, there we go. Turn some lights on. Wasn't planning on doing this, or I might have been ready. Yeah, there he is. And this will just, you know, it just takes a job and just makes it a little easier sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. I guess you never know. Here's an extra light. You know, they get over here and turn my, although I don't know how much it's going to matter, turn my, yeah. Okie doke. And if you're saying what I'm thinking, which is, man, I got a lot of stuff done. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff done. I'm wore out, but I got a lot of stuff done. And I won't have to kill myself to get any more done, because I've got more than I needed, really. That pad is like, yeah, it's got some paint on and stuff. There's still pad there. I mean, it don't feel all that aggressive, but it's definitely there. There's definitely some. if I could get down in there though. I'm not gonna get down there with this. Let's see, I'm looking to see if I got something else that could get in there that would actually do any good. I don't want to use one of these either because these things just take too much out. It's not bad though. I mean, not really. I mean, I could probably clean it up a little bit with the spear. That's fine. Kutzall burr. Clean it up just a little bit, I guess. Maybe we'll do that. He's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him too, you know. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow yet. I haven't made up my mind. It might be a total flex shaft project. I don't know. So today there was down the road from our driveway. There's another road at the end of our driveway, and it goes back into this stretch of about 5 houses on this dead end road. And yesterday, the boss lady and the baby boss lady went back that road. There was a yard sale sign. Well, the baby boss lady found some a dresser and a chest drawer, and it had a mirror and all this stuff, and it was from the 70s, but it's not really bad looking. And she's like, I would like to restore that. Now remember, she's 17, never did anything, never worked with wood or anything in her life, so I'd say it's an opportunity for her to figure it out. But anyway, she had to work today, so while she was working, we went and got those pieces for her so that she would have them to play with whenever she's ready. What's going to happen is it's like 70-30. She might mess with them someday, 30%, 70%. They'll end up in my attic. Then eventually I'll get mad and throw them in fire. Okay. All right. What we do get them? There was a point to the story. It wasn't just about Haley and, oh, I'm gonna do this wood project. Well, anyway, I go back there and to get it, and we're waiting for a lady to come out. I started looking around, and I see this old Dremel case. It's a gray Dremel case, and I opened it up, and it's got Dremel in it, and it was missing a little piece that threaded over the chuck. And thought, man, you know, I'm looking through, it's got all these parts, I'm looking through it, man, it sure be nice if that was in there, I'd buy it. And I happened to notice that on the other side of the table there was another one, and I look inside of that one, and sure enough, the piece that went on the end of the first one was in the box with the second one, and he had $3 a piece on them, so you can bet I bought them both. I'm like, man, you know, as much as I use a flex shaft and a Dremel, I use a Dremel to do all like my line writing and the carvings out there. I use that $3.95 for that. You can bet I'm gonna just buy them because I mean for $3, I mean come on. And they both worked. I checked them out. He had a cord out there. I could check them out before it even left. So yeah. About the bear I had out there for sale. How they wanted to buy it. It didn't last long enough. From the time I put that big bear out there till the time it sold was 6 days. That was pretty quick. I think Brutus Buckeye head is done. Don't want to knock my bit off. That wouldn't be no good. So anyway, I got extra, like I've got an extra flame burr that I've never used. So I'm gonna take one of my, I keep my coarse burr kind of bouncing back and forth. So I'm gonna have to get on Rhinestone Suzanne's Kutzall link and get me another one of them pointy coarse burrs that I use a lot of. And I've already got an extra flame burr. I got a brand new one. So put a flame burr out there on that one. Then I have three pieces ready to go. Besides what I use the die grinder, I got big burrs out there, but the die grinder's got a pointy burr, and the other one bounces back and forth between my Manpa stuff. So eye cutters. So that is what it is. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we got that. Nose. I guess kind of that nose could. It's like it'll clear when she paints it. Screw it. Let's leave it like it is. All right, let's scare everybody. Put it on me. Let me start by waiting. I got these stupid mirrors that I've been having to step over them for a couple months because I've just never got around to do anything about it. Check these guys out. They're cute. Cute little Highland cows. 3 of them. They're sitting in there in a clear coat. But anyway, we've stayed busy. We've definitely stayed busy. And that's just the way it goes. So let's take this out here and we'll put it by the other one. One more, picture of the two of them together, followed by some sarcastic comments. I think would be apropos. Heck yeah. If you want to run looking out there for, I just look and see. Make sure the coyotes ain't coming up here to kill me. You just got to be prepared for these things. You just never know. All right. So we got some light on them. Let's turn them around. Okay, so this guy here, that's what we got. Of course, you tell he's painted. He's, it just kind of looks like a jack-o'-lantern with a hat on it, honestly. And then here's our standing Brutus. He's kind of cool. He's more like 1955 Brutus, maybe. I don't know. What's going on, Chucker? You got it. Yeah, TP. Heck yeah. All right. And let's see. All right. And there's a horse. Hey, man, Chucker, I like that, man. I appreciate the flowers. You're right. We were busy as could be, but I just want to keep us going. And, if people find you entertaining, you should be around. That's for sure. But that's a horse from yesterday. And so that's what we got. And you look around in here, there's practically nothing. Is that zoomed in or something? No, there's practically nothing in here because it's all been getting worked on. I got these. I haven't touched these yet. And that dowel is for these cows in the bathtub. But this guy here, he decided he wanted to be a bucket head. And he asked me if I'd get him a guitar and a KFC hat. And I was like, hey, whatever. Okay, I could do that. But that guy's he's not going anywhere. He's going to stay. But I got these here to get all figured out. And here's ones I got in process. And everything else is done. I ran out of orange. That's what happened here. I didn't paint stem on that one, but I ran out of orange. You have that. But I can get all this done tomorrow, I believe. I think. And this guy here, he's burnt. That's as far as I got with him. For some reason, I didn't want to work on him anymore. I did one just like him, and it just wasn't very satisfying. You'll have that. This is life. But that's what we got. So, hey, I'll be back tomorrow. I think I might flex shaft carve something. I haven't done that in a while. Since it started giving me trouble. Not to mean it won't give me trouble. What we got here? Lyrically doesn't have a 1-jet lane. Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, be sure to subscribe. That's for sure. Hey, Jane, what's going on? Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. All right, guys, so I'm going to hit it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Old Path, my old buddy, Old Path. Glad to see you, buddy. All right, guys, that's what. No blown. I got no blown. Actually, there might have been some blown. Yeah, there's some blown on the deer. Okay, Chucker got me. I'm going to show you the blown. The end of the game. What we got here? Oh, okay, Kevin. Yeah, something. Heck yeah. He said the end of the blown. Okay, hold on. Where's the blown? There's the blown. That's the blown, Chucker. That giant buck carving. Looks better in the dark, I think. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Same time. Hey, Johnny's Lathe Crafts. What's going on, buddy? I will catch you guys tomorrow. Come back when you can stay late.